Hi everyone, welcome to my review for Mika and the Witch's Mountain. This is a short review where I'll be giving some background and some bugs that I discovered while playing the game and also some tips. So we'll start with a bit of background. This game is developed by a company called Chibig. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And if you go to log on to Steam and you look at their store, they have created other games in the past. Games like Summer in Mara, Dayland, Pocket Planet, and Koa and the Five Pirates of Mara. And there's also one game called Ancora Lost Days. Now, I received this game as a gift, being a backer for Mika and the Witch's Mountain. But as you can see, I haven't played it yet, but it looks good, looks promising. And there are other games in their store as well, included with some demos. Okay, but on to the current game, Mika and the Witch's Mountain. So this game hasn't been released yet, it's still on early access. Okay, so this game was developed by the Chibig team, and it was first announced on Kickstarter. That's how I got to know about it. It looked really good, and when I saw the video, I was captivated. So the pledge that they were asking for, the amount to fund the game, was 40,000 euros. Because the video was so attractive, I'd say, they managed to gather 1.3 million euros. That's a huge amount. Okay, that's like 3 times the amount they required at the beginning. So that's fantastic. Okay, and it was funded in February 2023. Okay, right. So, sorry, it was funded in March. It took 1 month. They launched it in February. It got funded, the funding completed in early March 2023. Okay, so this is my selection. Being a backer, this is what I chose. Okay, and the thing is, the game was supposed to be released. If you look at that video that that picture that I put up there, it was supposed to be released in October of 2023. That is about 14 months ago. It just got released this month in December 2024. The good thing is, I mean, there has been delays, but the good thing is the creators have kept the community updated, telling them that because the funding has been so good, they're adding extras and giving people their money's worth. So because of that, they've added a lot of additional things for those backers. So they needed more time to develop it well. Okay, so now I'll go to the actual game. Okay, this is where I'll show you what's happening, and try not to spoil too much of it. But I might show you a bit of things that's actually going on in the game that you will come across later. As you can see, when you start the game, you'll come to the loading screen at first. Okay, now for some reason, this loading screen takes quite long. One of the reasons could be because the game doesn't load while you're playing it. There's no loading screen inside while you're playing it. So it's just one huge level, but it's quite long. It goes on for about, that white screen goes on for about 32 seconds. So you got to wait for 32 seconds just watching nothing. So what I advise is, my suggestion, if they could actually add in a small animation where that witch on the broom, Mika, actually can be moved around the screen, that'll keep people busy for those few seconds, and they won't even notice what's actually how long the wait is. So that's just a suggestion. I've seen them do this in some games 20 years ago, like Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 4, where whenever there's a loading screen, you can just interact with whatever's on the screen there. So that's just a suggestion. So now when we start the game, we come to the menu, and this is the credits. Okay, there's a credits option there. We can see the backers and those people that have funded the game. But what I've noticed in the credits now, just for everyone's information, I'm playing this on the PlayStation 4. Whenever I go to the credits, it's a blank screen, nothing happens, and I have to move the joystick to actually roll the credits to actually keep it moving. It's good that I can control, but if it can actually start moving automatically on its own, that'll be good. I'm not sure if that's a bug with the PlayStation 4 alone or with other consoles as well. I'm not sure, but I can actually play around a bit with the credits. You can see it going up and down. Okay, I'll skip that. And next we got the options. So there's an option here for graphics. We'll start with that. Now you see those options up there, depth of field and also outlines. I'm not sure if I'm switching it on or off. It doesn't say. I would assume that right is on, left is off, but it'd be good if they actually hinted that what I'm actually doing. Okay, and then we also have the controls. Now the controls, because of the jump, when you invert it, you only have 2 sets of controls. That's it. You only can do this. You can't actually assign buttons. I can understand why, this being a game aimed mainly at kids and you want to keep it simple. You don't want to overcomplicate things. Okay, the camera speed was just nice for me, so I left it. And then you got the volume for music and effects. And also the language. You can cycle through the different languages. You got English and Spanish, French, Dutch, Italian, Portuguese, Valencia, I'm not sure what they speak there, I'm sorry, and back to English. Okay, and this is if you delete your saved game, which I wouldn't do. Okay, now we're going to play the game. Now this is the loading screen I told you about. Okay, so this one takes some time, 32 seconds. We got to wait here. Okay, and you can see the icon is just bobbing up and down. If I could actually move it around, that would be really great. Okay, still waiting. Like I mentioned earlier, there's no loading in the game. So it's just here. Okay, just got to wait it out. Might be faster on other platforms. Okay, so this is the game. It's not the start of the game. I've already played the game, completed it. Okay, so you can run around a bit. As you can see, the graphics look amazing. I really like how it looks. It's simple, beautiful, and easy. Okay, and Mika is flying over. As you can see, I've used the rainbow trail. So the end of my broom just leaves trails. And when you can actually interact with animals here, the dogs. Okay, and there's also a cat somewhere later on. I'm just going to follow the dog. He might lead me to the cat. Okay, this is a small thing they've added, a small effect, but I think it means a lot for pet lovers. This is something that I actually suggested. Okay, this is the cat, so I can actually interact with the cat, the kitten. Okay, good. So this is something that I actually suggested while testing out the demo some months ago. I wasn't chosen as a play tester, a beta tester, sorry. So, but I actually suggested it. If you look in the same channel, you look at my previous video, you'll see that I was actually testing this. So I actually asked them to include this. Good. Okay, now this thing is actually one of those things where you can actually put in a code and get certain things. I'm sure the codes are, like you have to discover them, or it's hidden, certain players get it. So I'm just playing around with some codes and I discovered a few messages. I'm not sure what this one is. Okay, but I'm just playing around. When you're roaming the environment, look out for pictures or posters, something that hints with 4 numbers. That's a code. Come back, put it in, you might get a surprise. Okay, this is actually a nice touch by the developers. Okay, I remember getting codes in other languages as well. So I'm just, randomly just punching in some numbers. No, that's invalid. Just trying some more. That's invalid as well. Let's see. Now another one invalid. Let's try the last one. Okay, I'm actually being very evil with this one. No. One final one. No. I'm just wasting time here. Sorry about this. Just hoping to get one message that I saw previously. Okay, so this is a message that I'm not sure what language this is, but they have hidden messages like this. Okay, and the reason you've got this machine here, this contraption, is because Mika is actually a courier dispatch. So you have to come in and deliver your items here, or actually pick up some packages. And it will appear here. Whatever, if you punch in the right code, this grill will open up, it will slide up, and then the item will come out. Okay, so we're just walking around the environment, flying around. Okay, I love how this thing looks. The art is just beautiful. Vibrant colors. We've got a train station here. Okay, so look out for posters like this. See if you can find anything that hints for more clues. Okay, we're flying up. We're just taking these wind tunnels that will make it faster for us. It will push us forward. Yeah, I'm gonna ride this. Just push me forward. Okay, helps me get places faster. Now, one of the things that would be really great is you see that train there on the tracks. That train remains stationary. It doesn't move. So if they could actually, in a future update, just add an animation where the train actually travels a bit, that will be great. At least you got something moving in the environment, instead of just Mika being the main person moving. So if that train moved, that'll be really great. So we're just flying up and down, and this island, it's not very big, but then it's got some hidden areas, and it's tall. Okay, I think this might be a bug here, because this place here with the fire, this cave, I've actually extinguished the fire. I put it out, but for some reason each time I start the game, it comes back on, and there's nothing beyond that. Whatever prize that was there, whatever reward, I've already collected it. So I'm not sure if that's intentional. Okay, so you can see here the landscape looks beautiful. Okay, I love how the sun just hits Mika's face and the shadow on the grass. Okay, you see that flower there? I can actually walk through it. Okay, if anything, I'd say that to improve it, you can actually make it that she doesn't actually walk through it. So it'll be an object by itself. I'll tell you why. Or it moves along with the. You see the hay here, the wheat. The wheat actually moves aside. You don't actually blend in with it. It actually moves aside. I like this effect. So if they could do the same effect with the flowers, it'll be great. See, it's really nice. It looks more realistic. So traveling down more wind tunnels. Okay, the ocean. Don't be afraid of the ocean. Mika can't drown. Okay, you cannot die in this game. It's a kid's game, so you cannot die in this game. Nor can you drown. Okay, we're just flying, and I want to catch the wind and go higher. Okay, so that's how the island looks. Okay, that's where I am. Okay, you can actually enable the details to tell you how many things are hidden in that part of the island. Okay, so it goes all the way up. I know it looks big first time you play it, but once you get the hang of it, it's really small, especially when you use the wind tunnels to travel fast. Okay, so that's the entire island. Yep, the details, how many are, I've gotten like 4 over 7 items in that area, so it helps you know that how many are still hidden. Okay, and you got 4 tabs. The first one tells you about, you can see here on this first tab down there, you got 5 mini tabs. So the first one is for the first mission, that's 1 star. Second mission, second star is 2 stars are for second mission. Then there's the third one, that's for a special event. 3 stars is for the third mission. And then the one with the cupcake, that's a special event. And the last one on the horse, this is actually hidden items that you can actually find around, and you have to find a way to deliver it. So this is what's inside Mika's backpack. You'll understand this later on in the game. I won't spoil it for you now. Okay, now this thing is something that I'm not so clear on. So you got your outfits up there, your trails that your broom leaves. At the bottom, your charms. My cursor is there. So each time I go to a charm and I activate it, you can see Mika's picture on the right that's rotating, her model. It doesn't change. So I'm not sure what effect I'm actually putting on. The only thing that seems to change are the outfits. Okay, but if the outfits had names, that'll be great. Okay, so I know how the outfit looks, but it's got no names. You see the trails, when I activate the trails, I can't actually see what actually I'm choosing aside from the color. There's no description. Same thing for the charms. You find some of this and you can also purchase some of this. You can see that number 121 down there, that's for certain figures that you find. It acts like currency. So if they added more descriptions, that'll be good. Okay. The only way I'll know what kind of trail I've activated is after activating it, I have to exit to the play screen here and see what kind of trail it leaves. Like this current trail I'm leaving right now is the rainbow trail. Okay, see, the game is just beautiful. And there are a lot of hidden things in this game, hidden mechanics that you can activate slowly. You know, don't get too overwhelmed by a lot of things in the game and a lot of places you can't access yet, because you know, if you played a lot of games, you'll understand that it comes slowly. Oh yeah, this is a bug I've encountered. For some reason, every time I start the game, I seem to be unlocking trophies, PlayStation trophies. This is another one. You know, it just automatically unlocks without me even completing the challenge. So it's good for me, you know. I save my time, you know. I don't need to work so hard to unlock those trophies. But the thing is, you know, it's not supposed to be that way. So that's a bug that the development team needs to fix. I've unlocked quite a few, I think about 7 trophies like that, gold and silver ones. It might be different in other platforms. Xbox, I think it's achievements. This is another thing. Okay, I'm actually riding this tornado up here. If you can't do this in the game, don't worry, it comes later on. If you notice, the higher I go, the sky becomes dark. Okay, so whenever higher I am, it becomes dark. You see, I'm even going higher here, and it's still dark. For some reason, the higher you get in the game, closer to the top of the mountain, it's always dark. Okay, you're probably wondering what this object is. I'll explain later. Okay, so it's dark up. When I'm up, you can see the surrounding area down there, which is great. You can actually have the you can see everything, your field of view. It's not hidden, it doesn't disappear. But if you notice, when I come back down, it seems to get lighter, brighter. So what this means is everything below a certain depth is always daytime, it's always bright and shiny, and as you go up, it's darker. I'm not sure if this was intentionally done or because, you know, it'd be easier for the mechanics for switching between night and day. If you go higher, it's night. If you come lower, it's day. I'm not sure if it's meant to be like that. You know, but unlike some games, you know, where it just constantly cycles after a few minutes or few hours, day and night, this game doesn't have that. You know, so, you know, again, I'm not sure if it was intentional. Okay, but this game looks great during the day. Okay, and you saw that sparkle just now there, those are objects, you can always pick it up. Anything that sparkles is an object that you can pick up, so it's easy for you to notice. Okay, one thing I wanted to point out is you'll find a fountain like this that you can activate. And once you activated this, you can actually buy these outfits. You can see I've got 116 credits. This is how much each outfit costs, or each charm costs. I can actually buy it, but I don't know what I'm buying. Again, there's no detail, no description. You know, so it's just based on how it looks. I'm not sure what it does. So if they can actually add that in the next update, that'll be good. Now I'm going to add some tips. I'm going to give you some tips. So this actually will come in later during the game. But for me, it delayed me a bit, probably because I was not paying much attention, you know. But to make things easier for you, you will see objects like this throughout Mika's world, throughout the mountain. Okay, what you have to do is you actually have to drop from a high place, from a certain height, right at the top of that object. It looks like a vase. Okay, there's something hidden inside, something that you'll be wondering how to get in the game. You've heard of it, but you're not sure how to get it. It's actually hidden inside that vase. Okay, I failed the first time. Okay, second time, no. Out splat. Okay, third time's a charm. Let's see. Now, if you notice the way Mika flies, you can't just go up and down by pressing buttons. She dashes if there's something below her. She needs something below her. Let's try that. Yes, I smashed it. So inside each of these vases or jars is a tarot card. This one's the Fool. So I forget how many tarot cards there are, but you can see it in your inventory. Okay, so you can just find more, smash more jars like this to unlock all the tarot cards. I'm not sure if the cards actually do anything or they're just for collection. The other thing that you'll notice in the game, earlier I showed you this tunnel with fire inside. So you'll come to a few places where there's actually fire. So you got to pick up this kind of sponges that you'll find on the beach. Okay, the number of sponges you pick up or objects you pick up depends on the type of broom you have. Okay, so soak them in water, just right in the ocean, you won't sink. Okay, soak them all up. Okay, I've soaked two except the top one. I'm going back down, trying to soak that as well. Yes, it's soaked. So when I go up, you can't actually see it here, but it's actually dripping water. Okay, and what I need to do is, with the water dripping, the sponges, you can even do this with one sponge, fly over the fire, and it's supposed to put the fire out so you can access that area or that object. I'm letting you know this as a tip because sometimes it can be nerve-wracking. It can actually rack your brain wondering how do I access that area. Okay, when you don't need it, just discard it. Okay, it will just disappear, or if it's a quest object, it will reappear in the original place you picked it up. Okay, the third tip, okay, is actually totems like this that you will come across. Okay, when you activate it, you will get a new trail. This is the witch trail in purple. And again, like what I said earlier, you're not sure what actually that trail does. As you can see, I've collected 5 trails. I'm not sure what it does. And even when I activate it here, you can see, Mika's rotating, but you don't see any animation what it does. You have to activate it and come out here to the play screen. So that one activates smoke. That's the gray one. The next one, this is the one I just collected. The Witch's Trail. Okay, it's got that purple hazy light. Sorry if I'm spoiling this for some of you. Okay, but there are only 5 trails, and I'm just explaining so you understand that you won't actually get a description unless you activate and play it. So that was the third one. The next one, the green one. Okay, these are flowers. I like this. And the last one, that's yellow or very light green. This is the rainbow trail that I was using earlier. So that's how you activate trails. You have to look for totems like this. And just so you know, the size of the game is about almost 40 megabytes on the PlayStation. Okay, PlayStation 4. Just letting you know so that you understand that it's only one save slot. You don't have multiple save slots. It's only one save slot. Okay, and the last tip that I'll give you, I know I mentioned 4 tips, is actually how Mika flies. It's not like Grand Theft Auto where you get into a plane or a helicopter, you press one button, you keep on rising, you press another button, you keep on descending. For Mika, what Mika does is Mika dashes. If you leave Mika alone in the air on a broom, she will slowly descend. She will go down slowly. Okay, so for Mika to continue flying and continue rising, you need to keep on pressing that button to dash. And she can only dash if there's a platform below her, whether it's the ocean or anything. If there's some sort of object below her, she can use that to dash and go higher. So that's how flying works in the game. Okay, now I mentioned those few bugs earlier. I hope the team will fix it soon. Okay, but what I love about this game, I'll tell you, I'm in love with this game, is that I love the music. The soundtrack is just so relaxing. It's captivating, when you listen to it, you actually want to listen to it again and again. Although it might sound a bit corny, like a children's theme, something for a child's soundtrack, but you want to listen to it again and again. I find myself actually working on my laptop, listening to the soundtrack, repeating again and again. You can find it on YouTube, and I think it's on certain music platforms, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was one of the achievements that was unlocked. So the music is fantastic. It really relaxes you when you're flying in the broom under the sun. The other thing that I really like about this game are the packages that you deliver. They've added a lot of detail to the packages. When I say detail, when you're delivering the packages, you actually are cautioned. Some packages cannot be damaged. Some packages should not touch water. It's not waterproof. So, if you do actually touch it in water, or you ride too fast, you actually hit against the wall and you damage the package. Each package has a life bar. You can see the hearts. You can have 2 or 3 hearts. After all the hearts are worn out, as you keep on hitting a little bit, each heart goes off and you can see the package getting a little bit damaged. Once it's damaged completely, you can either have the option to restart the quest or deliver it. But the thing is, because the package is already damaged, the person receiving the package won't be so happy. So you'll get a negative response and you won't get a good rating for your delivery. So that adds a bit of a challenge and a bit of a sense of realisticness. Okay, and there's also a playable racetrack. So once you've completed the game and you've done all the quests, you're not sure what to do, you're just riding around the mountain and you're looking for a challenge, there's actually a stall. Okay, one of the sellers will actually invite you. I think it's a churro stall. I'm not, I can't recall properly, where there's a racetrack there and you have to pass certain rings, within a specified time limit. Okay, so that can be played again and again. I enjoyed that. It's not as easy as it seems. Okay, you'll need a good broom for that. So that gives you more playability. And one of the very impressive things I found about this game, I played it for about more than 4 hours, is that the game is stable. It's never crashed even once. It's never crashed even once. It's never stuttered. I've never had a problem launching the game. So it's a stable platform on the PlayStation 4. And the fifth thing which I'd like to mention, this is a bonus compliment, is that the game is so relaxing. This is one of those games where you've come back from a very hectic day, you're tired, you're upset, you're angry, you don't know what to do, you don't want to speak to anyone because you might lash out at them. So when you sit down and just play this game, riding through the island, the mountain, under the sun, on the broom, with that music, it just calms you down. So that's what I really like about this game. People like me who work in hectic environments, this really helps. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a bit more of the game. Okay, yeah, here we got Mika, flying around. And in case you're wondering about that bird that's following me, that's actually part of a charm that you can add. So it's just cosmetic. The bird doesn't really do anything, just flies with you whenever you activate the broom. With that music, you're just roaming. It's nice. But like I mentioned earlier about the train, you have train tracks going around the mountain. At certain parts, if you actually had the train traveling, Mika doesn't necessarily have to ride the train, but if it's just moving around rather than just the dog and the cat, the kittens, it will add more liveliness to the environment. I like that the developer actually took into consideration the suggestions given by people to interact with animals. That shows that they're really listening. The beach looks really nice. And my wife actually caught me playing this game and asked, what kind of game are you playing? If I'm a man in my late 40s, and I told her that just watch, and she said it looks really nice, the environments. After some time she started complimenting the game. She didn't say that she wants to play it, she doesn't like games much, but she really complimented how it looks, and she stood there for some time watching me play. So that's really good to captivate people who, to capture their interest for those people who are considering whether I should buy the game. It's a good game, I would say, not just for kids but for adults as well. You can interact with the characters, walk around. No, it's beautiful. It's nice. Now, if I'm going to add some suggestions, for the developers, I just wanted to mention this things that can make the game so much better is that, one of the things that they could do is they could actually create a this is in the coming updates, cinematics from the menu, because you have some cartoon cinematics which I haven't shown in this video. It'll be too long, but you will see it eventually, when you play the game. So we can actually access those cinematics, and play it anytime you want, because you've taken, developers have taken trouble to actually create that animation. If we could just watch it again whenever we wanted, that'll be really nice. So adding that in the menu, like some of the other games have as well, to access the cinematics from the menu, that'll be great once you've unlocked it in the story. And the other thing is, this is something to consider, if they could actually create a DLC or an expansion. DLC means downloadable content, something extra for this game at, maybe no extra cost or a very cheap price, to add on more, maybe a new area that Mika can explore, since they've already got this engine and they know how people feel about the game. It's stable, build on that, use that to create another area that people can go on. This is nice, but I can see myself at some point, just getting a bit tired of the same environment, maybe playing this like once a few months, once a year, so we need something new. So maybe an expansion or a DLC is a good idea. And what would make this game really fantastic is having an update where you can actually change the view to first person view, where it's like, you're just looking through the eyes of Mika, so everything looks so real. So I don't know if that's something the developers can do, but something to consider. Flying through everything and looking at it through Mika's eyes will be amazing, especially if you're falling down, you're running through the wind tunnels, rushing through, that will be an amazing experience. And to take it even a step further, consider putting it on VR, virtual reality, where you wear those glasses, so you can actually turn around 360 and feel like you're actually immersed in that world. Okay, but the first person view, that would be amazing. If you ask me, among all the suggestions, I prioritize that after fixing the bugs, but that'll be really good. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this review helpful. Please like, watch my other videos, and also share the videos, comment. Thank you so much. Okay, enjoy the game. Thanks a lot. Bye.